हो गया हो गया।
Namaste and a very warm welcome to all of you to the 43rd Annual General Meeting of Pakka Limited. I hope you and your family members are safe and secure. I am Pradeep Doble, Independent Director and Chairman of your company. I am joining this meeting from Hyderabad. Before we start, my first thoughts are in remembrance of our company founder, Mr. K.K. Jhunjhunwala. Mr. K.K. Jhunjhunwala contributed immensely to the growing stature of your company in various capacities over his long association. I place on record our profound appreciation for his valuable contributions to the board and the company. He will always be remembered. Can you play the video, please? Thank you. Dear members, this AGM is being conducted through video conference in accordance with provisions of Companies Act 2013, various circulars issued by Ministry of Corporate Affairs and Securities and Exchange Board of India. The company has taken all efforts to enable its shareholders to participate through video conference and vote at the AGM in a seamless manner. Participation of members through video conference is being reckoned for the purpose of quorum as per the circulars issued by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs and Section 103 of the Companies Act 2013. I now request the Company Secretary to confirm that the quorum is present or not.
Sir, the requisite number of members for the quorum is present.
Thank you. The quorum being present, I call this meeting to order. Before we start the main proceedings of the meeting, I shall introduce my fellow colleagues on the board who are attending this meeting from different locations. Let me request Mr. Ved Krishna, Vice Chairman of your company, to introduce himself.
Namaskar, I'm Ved Krishna and I lead the strategy of the company, and I'm currently in Guatemala and looking after the project here.
Thank you. Let me request now Mr. Jagdeep Pira, Managing Director of your company, to introduce himself.
Good morning all. I'm Jagdeep Pira, Managing Director of your company, and I'm part of Audit Committee as well. Thank you.
Let me request Mrs. Manjula Jhunjhunwala, Non-Executive Director, Promoter of your company, to introduce herself.
I am Manjula Jhunjhunwala, Non-Executive Director of your company, a member of the Stakeholder Relationship Committee and Corporate Social Responsibility Committee. I am attending this meeting from Ayodhya.
Thank you, ma'am. Let me request Mr. Atul Kumar Gupta, Independent Director of your company, to introduce himself.
Good morning, everyone. I am Atul Gupta. I am Independent Director in your company and also Chairman of the Audit Committee. Thank you.
Now let me request Dr. Indranil Banerjee, Independent Director of your company, to introduce himself.
Namaskar, I am Dr. Indranil Banerjee. I am an Independent Director of your company and a Chairman of Nomination and Remuneration Committee, a member of the Stakeholder Relationship Committee, and a member of the CSR Committee. I am attending this meeting from Ayodhya.
Thank you. Next, let me request Mr. Himanshu Kapoor, Independent Director of your company, to introduce himself.
Hi, good morning, everybody. My name is Himanshu Kapoor. I am a non-independent director and attending this meeting from the registered office of the company.
Thank you. Next, let me request Mr. Shubham Ashok Tibrewal, Additional Director of your company, to introduce himself.
Good morning, everyone. I am an additional director, independent of your company, a member of the Nomination and Remuneration Committee, and a member of the Audit Committee. I am attending this meeting from Mumbai.
Next, let me request Mr. Rahul Dharmadhikari, Additional Director, Independent of your company, to introduce himself.
He is not available.
I saw his picture, so I said, okay, so he's not there. Can I request now Mrs. Nitika Suryavanshi, Chief Financial Officer of the company, to introduce herself?
Thank you, sir. Good morning, all. I am the Chief Financial Officer of your company. I am attending this meeting from Ayodhya. Thank you.
I request Mr. Sachin Kumar Srivastava, Company Secretary and Legal Head of your company, to introduce himself.
Namaskar. I am the company secretary of your company. I am attending this meeting from Ayodhya.
Thank you. Next, let me request Mr. Himanshu Krishnadwala, Statutory Auditor of your company, to introduce himself. Is he there?
Sir, yes, sir. Their team has joined this meeting.
Himanshu, are you there?
They are facing some technical issue. They have joined the meeting.
Okay, so he has joined the meeting. Next, let me request Mr. Amit Gupta, Secretarial Auditor of your company, to introduce himself.
Good morning to one and all present over here. This is Amit Gupta, Company Secretary, Secretarial Auditor and Scrutinizer for this meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. I now request Mr. Sachin Kumar Srivastava, Company Secretary and Legal Head, to provide general instructions to the members regarding participation in this meeting.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, everyone. It gives me great pleasure to welcome all of you to the 43rd Annual General Meeting of Pakka Limited. I request you to take note of general instructions regarding participation and voting at this meeting. Your company has made available the facility to participate in the AGM through video conference in terms of the relevant circulars issued by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs and the Securities and Exchange Board of India. Your company has tied up with the National Securities Depository Limited to provide the facility for voting through remote e-voting during the AGM and participation in the AGM through video conference. Live streaming of this meeting is being webcast on NSDL website. The Registrar of Directors and KMP and their shareholding register of contacts or arrangement in which directors are interested and other relevant documents referred in the AGM notice and explanatory statement have been made available electronically for inspection by the members during the AGM upon logging to NSDL e-voting systems. As the AGM is being held through video conference, the facility for appointment of proxies by the member is not applicable. During the AGM, if any shareholder other than the speaker shareholder faces any technical issue, they may contact the helpline number mentioned in the notice of the AGM. Depending on the availability of the time, the shareholder who have registered themselves to speak at this AGM would be provided an opportunity to ask questions or express their views. It may be noted that your company reserves the right to limit the number of shareholders asking the question. The moderator will facilitate the session once the chairman opens the floor for question and answers. During the questions and answer session, I will sequentially announce the names of the speaker shareholder and maximum time allowed to each speaker shareholder would be 2 minutes. Members are requested to refrain from repeating questions or observations already made by the fellow speakers. For better experience, we would request the speaker shareholder to use earphones so that they are clearly audible, verify the network connectivity, ensure Wi-Fi is not connected to any other devices. No other applications are running in the background and there is a proper lighting for good experience. Speaker shareholder will be put on mute mode by the moderator until the time question and answer session starts. Once the name of the speaker shareholders are announced, the moderator will unmute them. The speaker shareholder may choose to turn on their video before addressing the meeting. If any shareholder is unable to speak due to connectivity issue, I will ask the next speaker shareholder to address the meeting once the connectivity improves if the time permits. The speaker shareholder may be called upon again to join only after the other speaker shareholder have completed their turn. The company is providing the facility to vote electronically on all resolutions set forth in the notice. The shareholder who have not cast their votes and who are participating in this meeting will have an opportunity to vote during the meeting through e-voting system provided by NSDL. Thank you. Over to you, Chairman, sir.
Dear stakeholders of Pakka Limited, I take pleasure in addressing you this morning. During the year 22-23, your company continued to demonstrate resolve, adaptability, agility, and resilience. The company delivered the best ever physical and financial performance. The total revenue at 408 crores was the highest ever with a hefty growth of 40%. The consolidated net profit at 46 crores was also the highest ever with a year-on-year growth of 29%. This was achieved with all-round improvements in performance like volume increase, higher value capture, efficiency improvements, and new product development. These are results to be proud of and a testimony to your company's continuous improvement processes and strategic interventions. The global economic growth slowed down to 3.2% during the year 2022, affected by the Ukraine war and resultant energy crisis, hyperinflation, and supply chain disruptions. Indian economy was also impacted with rising import bills, inflation, tightening of monetary policy, and cautious approach by the industry. Still, India emerged as the fastest growing large economy at 7.2% growth and overtook UK to become the fifth largest global economy. Going forward, the global economy is expected to slow down further to 2.8% in 2023, with geopolitical tensions continuing and central banks still continuing to tighten. Indian economy is expected to grow around 6.5%, catalyzed by government's 35% growth in capital expenditure, better capacity utilization, inducing the private sector to revive investments, stabilizing inflation, and global structural shifts creating opportunities for Indian manufacturing and export to rise. The first quarter of 23-24 has registered GDP growth of 7.8%, which has further enhanced optimism for India's economy. Under this backdrop, India hosted the G20 summit earlier this month. Against all odds, India succeeded in releasing a joint communique called New Delhi Declaration, adopted unanimously by all countries, including Russia and China. What is relevant to us is that significant portion of the declaration is devoted to sustainability and climate change. The G20 leaders under India's presidency rededicated themselves to call of sustainability and climate change. India has committed to be a net zero nation by 2070 and has enhanced its target for 2030, namely the non-fossil energy to be 50% from earlier committed 40% and reduction in emission intensity to 45% from earlier committed 33%. Your company has set out to make its humble contribution to this national and global cause. Though I say humble contribution at national level, for us it is going to be a quantum jump. Globally, packaging industry is one of the largest contributors to the greenhouse gas emission. The world has woken up to the horrors of ubiquitous plastic on land, oceans, forests, and mountains. Hence, there is a movement to graduate to compostable alternatives as they are planet-friendly. India too is witnessing this trend with packaging user companies and consumers showing interest to move to compostable packaging. Food and food delivery, being one of the largest users of packaging material, provide a great opportunity to make impact at scale by shifting to compostable packaging. Your company is best placed to take advantage of this opportunity, creating innovative packaging products and solutions from a renewable waste resource like bagasse, and in the process, create value for all stakeholders. As we strive for a cleaner planet and to create impact at scale, your company has taken 3 strategic initiatives as follows. 1. Project Jagrati, a 550 crore expansion and debottlenecking project which will double the capacity and potentially triple the revenues. A subsidiary company, Pakka Inc. in USA, led by our Vice Chairman to develop plans to make a significant entry to world's largest sustainable packaging market. And thirdly, Pakka Impact Innovation Team to create materials at scale for regenerative packaging and impact. Our Vice Chairman will cover some more details on these strategic initiatives. Dear shareholders, these are bold initiatives indeed. They do involve substantial capital expenditure and resource mobilization. Your company's strong balance sheet, reasonably predictable future cash flows, and commitments and dedication of employees have given confidence to the board to take these bold initiatives. The size of the opportunity and passion to create impact at scale have driven the team to design these initiatives to take the company to the next orbit. Successful implementation of these strategies over the next 2 to 3 years will create enhanced value for all stakeholders. We look forward to your support as always. May I now request Mr. Ved Krishna, Vice Chairman of your company, to make a brief presentation. Over to you, Ved.
Thank you so much, sir. I'll just share my screen. So again, welcome to this meeting, and I'm just going to run through what the company is taking as initiatives and what is in the charts in the next coming years. So of course, we keep repeating this, but for us, it starts with a dream, and the dream is a cleaner planet. Of course, as citizens of this planet, we know that we are faced with an unprecedented challenge with the amount of pollution that is being created by non-compostables, which are creating all sorts of damage to the planet. But we also see a huge opportunity in the food packaging market. It is expected to be over 600 billion very, very soon, out of which 100 billion almost comes from the Northern American region. The products that we are focused on are three. How do we create compostable food packaging, which is basically flexible packaging substrates, and we look at numerous rigid packaging substrates as well. Food carry has been our traditional paper-based product, but we are also enhancing numerous products in this range. We have gotten into food services through our molded fiber, but we are also expanding that range through a regenerative partnership model. This is our innovation pipeline. Some things are going to happen in the next couple of years, but we are also looking at the long-term future inspired by numerous parts of nature that you can see on the left of my screen. We, of course, as our chairman said, there's one fiber that we have worked with for over 40 years, which is bagasse, which is sugarcane waste. And we are trying to capitalize on the little knowledge that we have for this by hunting various parts of the globe now, earlier India, to see where we can find the fiber to expand into the three domains that we are working on. So this is the broad pipeline. As our chairman informed, we are setting up a new project focused on flexible packaging in Ayodhya. I am currently in Guatemala, and we are trying to set up a plant here to service North America, and then look at the next opportunity to lead towards different parts of the globe and covering a certain big size of the globe through our products. These are the initiatives that we have taken in the last year. Jagrati project has been initiated. We have set up an innovation center in Bangalore. We are also trying to now tie up with IISc to build a team there and build a lab there and shift our team to that campus. The North America project got initiated, and we did a raw material tie-up and supply tie-up in Guatemala in the preceding year, and of course, it's moved further in the current year. We got listed on NSE, which I think has been a resounding success for the shareholders, and of course, the liquidity for the company has gone up. We also are very proud that we are a team-owned company. Each team member gets team stock options after 2 years of their service, and continue to get options till 5 years of their service. And this is begun in the company, and most of our people are now stockholders. Pakka Skills, we have taken an initiative, which is through our Pakka Foundation, to build high-quality team members for the future by initiating numerous skilling initiatives. So this is another big initiative in the past year. For 23-24, the three very, very significant initiatives that the company is now working on to move towards the future that I have talked about. The first one is, of course, Project Jagrati, which is to introduce a patented product that we've created on the flexi packaging base, and to scale that and create commercialization. And we've already started supplying it in certain spaces on the commercial side. We are focusing on building the North America foray. We have finalized the manufacturing site for Guatemala. The basic engineering is beginning, and we are very excited about this opportunity. Of course, funding would be a big part of it, but we are hoping in the next 4 to 6 months, we would be able to raise that capital as well internationally. The third is to strengthen Pakka impact for innovation commercialization, and looking at numerous types of innovations. Some of it I showed you. Of course, it was small on the screen, but there's a big pipeline that we are creating. And for our food services, through innovations, we are creating regenerative partnerships where we are trying to provide end-to-end solutions to food service customers. So that's more or less from me. Thank you so much for your presence. Over to you, Sachin.
Thank you, Ved. Can I now request Mr. Sachin Kumar Srivastava, Company Secretary and Legal Head, to commence to transact the business contained in the notice dated 5th September 2023.
Thank you so much, sir. With the notice having already been circulated to the members, I take the notice convening the AGM as read. The independent auditor's report on the company's financial statements is unqualified. With the permission of member, I take the report as read. Further, the secretarial audit report on the compliance with applicable statutory provisions is also unqualified. With the permission of the members, I take the secretarial audit report also as read. With the permission of the members, I will take up the resolution by calling the brief description of it and take the entire resolution as read. We will open the floor for any question by the members after all resolutions are tabled. Resolution number 1. Adoption of standalone audited financial statements of the company for the financial year ended 31st March 2023. The report of Board of Directors and Auditors report thereon. Resolution number 2. To adoption of consolidated audited financial results of the company for the financial year ended 31st March 2023 and auditors report thereon. Resolution number 3. Approval to declare a final dividend of ₹2.40 per equity share for the financial year ended 31st March 2023. Resolution number 4. Reappointment of Mrs. Kimberley and MacArthur, directors who retire by rotation. Resolution number 5. Reappointment of Mr. Jagdeep Hira as the Managing Director of the company. Resolution number 6. Regularization of appointment of Mr. Subham Ashok Tibriwal as an independent director of the company. Resolution number 7. Regularize the appointment of Mr. Rahul Krantikumar Dharmadhikari as an independent director of the company. I would now request with our chairman to proceed with the meeting further. Over to you, Chairman, sir.
So dear members, in accordance with the provisions of the Companies Act 2013 and the rules issued thereunder and Regulation 44 of SEBI Listing Obligations and Disclosure Requirement, Regulation 2015, the shareholders were provided with an opportunity to cast their vote through remote e-voting facility on the resolutions as set out in the notice convening this annual general meeting. The remote e-voting period commenced at 9 a.m. on Tuesday, 26 September 2023, and the facility was available to the shareholders till 5 p.m. on Thursday, 28 September 2023. Mr. Amit Gupta, partner at Amit Gupta and Associates, practicing company secretaries, have been appointed as the scrutinizer for scrutiny of the votes cast through the remote e-voting platform and e-voting during the AGM. The voting results will be declared within 2 working days from the conclusion of this meeting, along with the scrutinizer's report, will be available on the company's website and on the website of NSDL and the stock exchanges where the company shares are listed. I would like to formally commence e-voting during the meeting for all those shareholders who have not cast their votes through the remote e-voting platform in respect of all the resolutions set out in item numbers 1 and 7 of the notice convening this annual general meeting. The speaker shareholders may now ask questions pertaining to any item as set forth in the notice. Members are requested to keep their questions brief and specific. To avoid repetition, the answers to all the questions will be provided toward the end. Members may also note that the company reserves the right to limit the number of members asking questions depending on the availability of time. Please go ahead with question and answer.
Moderator, can you check Nithu Johnson is available? So you can allow Mr. Jeet Gala. He's not. He is not in the speaker shareholder. Can you allow him? He has joined from the e-voting portal. So is it possible to?
So we proceed?
Yeah, we can proceed or we can provide him a link to join.
Yeah. No, I will. There were some queries by shareholders on email. I will just read out and answer them. In the meantime, if you can connect with the other shareholder who has requested, we can do that.
Sir.
Otherwise, we will connect. Otherwise, I will answer these queries on the emails.
Sure, sir.
Okay. So this is a query from Mr. Ramakrishna. I would happy if the following queries are answered by the management team at the forthcoming AGM. What is the size of the opportunity once Ayodhya Ram Temple opens an advantage due to proximity of the plant at the site? So the answer to this question is, I'm told our management has been in touch with the local administration, and they have indicated that to the extent of 10 lakh packing materials pieces will be required once the temple goes full steam. So that's a large opportunity. That's a per month figure. So annualized basis, it's going to be more than a crore of pieces required. And on an average pricing basis, it's about 25 lakhs of business per month. And we being almost next door to the Ayodhya temple, we have a great opportunity there because of the logistics support and the quality that we deliver to get a significant portion of this opportunity. So thank you for that question. The second question was, there are many Me-Too eco-friendly products these days in single-use segment. How are we competing against them as they are inferior in pricing? So obviously we are competing on our strengths, which is a superior quality, consistent quality, as well as the service that we provide. In addition to this, we also take up specific product development for the individual customers, depending on some requirement which they have apart from the general product requirement. So we do that kind of product development as well. So these kind of initiatives will allow us to distinguish ourselves, and we intend to remain at the top of the quality chart as far as this business is concerned. Having said that, the business opportunity is so large, we are quite happy that more people are coming into the production of these products, and therefore will contribute to making the planet greener as well. So thank you for that question as well. There's a third question which says whether the marketing strategy oriented toward urban centers and fast food joints have yielded results across the various food categories. So the question probably the questioner intends to say that why not the rural opportunity? So our study has shown that in rural India, people are still using containers made out of leaves or containers which are steel, which are reusable or of any other metal. And the opportunity there doesn't seem to be really that large. Maybe over a period it will develop. So we'll keep watching that. But our initiatives and our focus on the urban centers and the fast food joint or QSR restaurants is working very well. You can see the turnover from the previous year to the current year that we are talking about has increased from about 30 crores to 52 crores. So that kind of a growth is coming. Obviously, it means the strategy that we are focusing on is working well. So thank you very much, Mr. Ramakrishna, for your questions. So are we able to connect to any other?
Yes, sir. Mr. Jeet Gala has joined.
Yeah.
Moderator, can you allow him? He is an attendee.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, Jeet Bhai, go ahead.
Yes, thank you, sir. First of all, I would like to say that I'm a very proud shareholder of this company over the last 5 years. And as much as the company is excited, even I as a shareholder am excited for the all the capex plans that the company has rolled out, and it really looks very promising over the next 5 years to stay along with the company. And I've always, so over the last 1 year, I've always been reiterating that I don't see this company as a paper company. I see this company as an innovator company. So with respect to that, I just have one question that I would like to ask. If the company can, elaborate more on the R&D capabilities, because since our big capex plans are there, we are aware about the new R&D facility that's going to come up in Bangalore, which is going to spearhead the all the research and development work. But how did the company really pull off all these new materials till now is what I wanted to understand. Because what are the investments gone till date? And if you can break it up into what has happened over the last 10 years versus what has really happened in the last 15 to 18 months, which is where we are seeing all the promising breakthroughs which are expected with the company. So that's the only question from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeet. I think a very good question, and I'm so glad that you're taking keen interest on the development that are happening at Pakka. So first of all, disclaimer: research and development is an area where we cannot really speak too much in detail. because we are creating intellectual property there, and that will have to be patented at an appropriate time, or it will be a shared R&D between our prospective customers and ourselves. But having said that, you have asked for a time span of last 10 years and last 1.5 years. So 10 years span, of course, our R&D was focused more on internal product development. So which was related to the paper products which I have been manufacturing at that time, and also some related to the solid waste that we generate, how to utilize that and making into useful products like egg trays, etc., or converting some of these waste products as a fuel to ourselves. Though that kind of research and development work was happening, and also the product development related. So we are basically into packaging papers, as the strength is very important. So how do you improve the strength of our products? That kind of effort we had. How do you use different kind of additives to improve the quality? Those are the kind of initiatives that have been there earlier. It's been last 2.5 years that we have started focusing on more long-term research and development initiative. One of the first thing that we have done is induct a CEO for this business, Dr. Ramji Subramaniam, who was working in Finland and has worked on many research and development assignments in the most developed part of the world. So he has been inducted, and he is the CEO of this business now. And under his leadership, many new products are being developed. At the moment, what I can share with you, these are more in the flexible packaging area. The FMCG companies, the food companies, cosmetic companies, the kind of packaging material they use is entirely multi-layer plastics. And as we all know, the plastics are not good for environment. Even government is bringing more regulation in that direction. So all these users of this packaging material are looking for sustainable, compostable solutions for their packaging requirements. So that's the kind of development which is foremost on our agenda at this point of time. And as I said earlier, we are also developing utilization of newer material which people have never thought of. We are drawing some inspiration even from the naturally occurring products. In terms of numbers, I don't have the exact figure. We can communicate to you that, but in round figures, ballpark, more than 3 crores have been invested so far in this initiative. We are very close to a breakthrough. Already pilot plant trials are going on, which is for chocolate wrappers. So that I think we have already reached commercial scale. Going forward, we are in dialogue with other large FMCG companies, the world scale companies, some of world's biggest companies. We are in touch with them. So I think that's broadly what I can share on this platform. And at an appropriate time, I'm sure the management and the board will take a call in communicating more details as far as your question is concerned. So thank you very much for your question. I think we will now proceed with the rest of the AGM discussions. So I want to thank you all for participation and your constructive suggestions and comments. Sachin, I'm assuming there are no more shareholders waiting for questions.
Yes, sir.
Dear members, in case any of your queries raised during this meeting have remained unanswered, you may send a request by writing an email to the company secretary. The company secretary, on receipt of such request, shall respond suitably. Members may note that the voting on the NSDL platform will continue to be available for the next 15 minutes. Therefore, members who have not cast their vote yet are requested to do so. The result, as set forth in the notice, shall be deemed to pass today, subject to receipt of requisite number of votes. We had 33 members.
57 members.
37. We had 37 members participating today in this 43rd annual general meeting. We are grateful to all our shareholders from all over the world who joined the meeting through video conference. Friends, with that, I conclude today's proceedings by thanking all my colleagues on the board for their unflinching support. I also thank the Pakka team, our business partners and shareholders for their trust and encouragement that inspires us in our journey to achieve greater heights. Thank you all for making it convenient to attend this meeting. We look forward to seeing you again next year. Be safe and be healthy. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.